Hello, and welcome back to Dumb Thumbs FPV. So today's video is the part 2 of the Bite system by Fatshark, and this is the quadcopter I built for it. And I know it's gaudy, I know it's ridiculous. Guys, the whole idea, I call it the Eagle One, and the whole idea of this thing is so I can find it in the snowbank. Because, you know, this is going to be my winter quad, so all of these vent holes will be plugged up, the side vent holes. I'm going to also make like a plexiglass cover here for the camera so the snow can't get packed in there. But I'm actually going to be flying this winter. You know, I'm not going to let winter get me down. I'm just, you know, every time Fatshark comes up with an update, I'm going to update the system. I'm going to go out, I'm going to do a flight video in the winter time. So that's kind of the idea here. I mean, I think it kind of best represents the United States. I mean, you got the American flag, and yet it's jam-packed full of Chinese goods. So yeah, I think I did a pretty good job representing the United States. I got to tell you guys, this system is truly HD. It's not standard quality video plus like a lot of people are saying. I mean, I know you guys are going off of whatever's been uploaded to YouTube. I'm going to try my best to upload to YouTube properly so you can see, but still, honestly, the DVR footage doesn't exactly match what you're seeing in the goggles. I'm using the transformer box with the screen, and yeah, there's a little bit of a latency there. You kind of notice a little bit. But I'm not really hot dogging it. I'm not Mr. Steele. I'm not Drew. I'm not, you know, I'm not Johnny FPV. I mean, just a regular guy out flying in a park. Okay, guys, so we're back here with the flight videos, or a flight video. So I'm going to get this thing out of the way real quick. This is just stock beta flight 4.1. It's been raining all weekend and some of the parts of the week, and so I just wanted to get out there and fly this thing. So there's no tune, there's no rate tuning, there's nothing on this thing, and it flies like a stock tune. It flies horrible. Also too, I want to put this out there, is the DVR does not do the system justice. I mean, it truly doesn't. I don't know how to describe it. It's not what we're seeing. It's not as bad as other DVRs from Fatshark, but it's not exactly what we see here. And I think that's kind of a problem when we're trying to use the, you know, the in-flight DVR as a selling point for the system. I can tell you right now, in the goggles, it is beautiful. It is not analog plus like people who say that don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. Seriously, it is HD. In fact, so much so that my first flight out, I was so mesmerized by it. My mouth was just open. I mean, it reminds me of that, the DJI God, you know, Tommy, when he was flying the DJI system. You know, he was doing commentary and all of a sudden his mouth just went open and he just went blank. I actually did that today. And I flown it. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing, and I was just paying attention to what I was seeing. And I ended up flying one of my packs so dead, it literally killed the entire system and puffed out the pack. I was just mesmerized by what I'm seeing in my goggles. Now this system right here, it's set at 200 milliwatts. It's not set at the full 450. And the reason why is because I get pixelation at 450 for some reason. It has something to do with my pigtail. So I just kicked it down to 200, and I fly in small parks like this. Anybody who's ever watched this channel has seen this park many, many times. This is the Milwaukee station here in Great Falls, Montana. And this is where I fly. I mean, I fly in these smaller parks. So 200 milliwatts on this system actually outperforms the rapid fire, and that's hands down. And anybody who goes back and looks at my other videos can clearly see that. I've flown this park with TBS Unify receivers, HDLR-C receivers, Immersion RC receivers. This thing beats them hands down at 200 milliwatts, and this is HD. It's how do I describe this? In the goggles, okay, this is the best way to describe this. Anybody who's ever had a run cam split, like a split V2, and you've seen the HD video footage that you've taken for that day, you know, you played it back on your laptop, that's what it looks like in the goggles. That's the best way I can describe it. It's until you get used to it, it actually takes you back a little bit because you're focusing on just how clear it is. The breakup on this, any little bit of breakup on this, it felt intuitive. It felt exactly like an analog system. You didn't really notice it. and there really wasn't that much breakup to begin with. So it's wow. I mean, I was so mesmerized by this thing. I really was. It took me about 8 packs to get used to it. Of course, the FOV is IMAX, and I'm not used to that. And it's 16 by 9, which I'm really not used to. It took 8 packs to even get used to the quadcopter, yet alone this image. And it's just, God, it's just so amazing. I mean, I can't wrap my head around it. I really couldn't. I mean, even I put through 11 packs today, and I was just awestruck by it. I mean, honestly awestruck by this thing. It's I excuse the jello too. I've ran into trees and everything else before this video. In fact, like I said, a couple of times I actually caught my mouth open, and there was one time, and I'm not ashamed to say it, I was drooling. I could feel the drool off the corner of my mouth. I was like, what the hell? I'm used to, your usual analog, scratchy, crappy video when we're flying, where you're barely making out anything. That's not what this looks like. And you also, too, I'm doing the transformer box, and so I'm just doing it off the screen. And yeah, you can feel that there's a little bit of latency coupled with the fact that it's an untuned quad. Um, Especially that fast, that feed forward just makes this whole thing sloppy. I didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. I just put 4.1 on there, and I put the latest firmware on the Fatshark, and then I was out flying. So, um, I really don't know what to tell you. I really don't. If this is beta, I can't wait until it's alpha. I can't wait until it's a final product. Um, the RunCam camera didn't look this good in the house. I mean, when I was out flying today, it was just great. So anyway, that's the flight video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll have more to come, and please tune in and subscribe. Thanks.